Good morning. Welcome to Life on Goldman Road. And I say good morning because it's morning for me, but I know you're going to see it in the afternoon. So, good afternoon. Whatever. I am Brenda if you are new here, and I have another recipe. So, I told you we did the artisan bread the other day. We're going to try it again. We're going to see what happens. Now, this I can let rise 2 to 3 hours or up to overnight. It is 9:49 in the morning. I'm just going to let it rise all day, and I'm going to cook it tonight with supper. So, ingredients really simple: warm water, yeast, and flour. She said I could add salt if I wanted to, or to leave it out. Totally up to me. We're going to see. I don't know if we're going to add salt or not, because I know that's, you don't want that flat tasting kind of bread. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. Let me tell you an experiment I did last night. I made cornbread. Not my regular cornbread, but cornbread with almond flour. Y'all know I have a pretty much hate-hate relationship with almond flour, and there's not a whole lot that I have found that I like using almond flour in. Now, it has always been that it gives me that cornmeal vibe. And these cookies and these sweet dishes, and it just doesn't go. I have not, and really and truly, even some of the savory stuff like chaffles and things like that, that's not the texture I'm expecting. So therefore, well, so last night on Pinterest, as I was scrolling, I found a post that she had made cornbread from almond flour. She stated that she was from the South and she had tweaked her grandmother's recipe, and it was pretty close. So I said, well, let's try it. So we did. I will leave that recipe below. I don't have it in front of me right now. I know it was a cup of so a cup of almond flour, 2 eggs, a 1/4 cup of heavy cream, a 1/2 stick of melted butter, a teaspoon of baking powder, and a teaspoon of salt. You baked it at, I think it was 375 until golden brown. I was checking to see if we had any left over, and the pan is empty, so either Clarence ate it or threw it out. I don't know. It was the closest thing to cornbread in a low-carb version that I have found. The only thing, it was very salty. Now, I don't know if it was the teaspoon of baking powder and the teaspoon of salt, or my butter was salted, but it was only a 1/2 stick. But this was really salty. So I'm going to tweak the recipe a little bit on that, but we will try it again as well. I would love to be able to do a cornbread dressing that was low carb or lower in carbs. So we'll see. But today we're going to do this bread. It cooks in the Dutch oven. We're going to preheat our oven to 450, put the Dutch oven in for 20 minutes. After that 20 minutes, okay, let me back up. We're going to preheat the oven, and when it comes to temperature, we're going to put our Dutch oven in. We're going to put it in there for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, we're going to add the dough to the Dutch oven, on parchment paper, just to help keep it from sticking and all that good stuff. We're going to cook it for 35 minutes covered, and then we'll cook it for 5 minutes with the lid off or until it's browned. Ooh, we shall see. Because the last bread I did, it was rubbery. It was also salty. So there's that. So let me get our warm water and our yeast mixed together. And then we will add in our flour. But I wanted to take you along with this to see if we could make it work or if it was going to be another fail. I'm working on getting our water warm because you want warm water to activate your yeast. I am using this. I just keep it in my fridge for when I need it. So we're going to do 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. And that is a 2 teaspoon measuring spoon. And then 1/4. So we're going to put in a 1 1/2 cups of warm water. So let me grab that. All right. 1/2 cup. One cup. Now that water was less than 110. It was between 105. It was like 108, 109, something like that. So we just don't want it hot enough that it's going to kill our yeast. All right. And it doesn't say, but we're going to let that sit there for just a second and start to talk to each other a little bit. All right. We are going to go ahead and add our flour. 1, 2, 3, and 1/4. And we'll leave some just in case we need that. All right. Sure. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of salt. We'll see how this goes. Because the other one that I did, you added 2 to 3 teaspoons of salt. And that was a little much. All right, so we're probably going to have a sticky dough, which is fine. Want everything incorporated as well as possible. Hang on 2 seconds. I added just a touch of water just so I could get the last of this flour incorporated. Not just a splash, really. All right, so there we have it. Have our dough. Scrape down the sides. All right. So what I'm going to do is turn my oven light on. And I'm going to let this sit all day. And then we'll come back tonight and cook. All right, y'all. I have my oven preheating to the 450. This is it back here. Let me show you. Let me take you for a ride. So that is it. From our little bitty dough this morning to that. Can y'all see? It doesn't really show any air bubbles, but when I start working on it, we'll look at it. I want to kind of start working on that. Clarence wants chili for supper. He got some Frito-Lays today at lunch, so he's wanting chili pie for supper, which I don't blame him. It's cold. It was supposed to get up to 55 today. When he fed chickens this morning at 4:30, he said it was 32, 35, somewhere in there. Let me see what the temperature is right now. Hang on. It's 54. So it's done what it's gonna do today, I'm sure. Grayson and I just got up from a nap. Yes, it's almost 4 o'clock, but here we are. From what I see out the windows, the sun is shining. It is gorgeous. But when we picked up the kids from school, it was chilly. I don't like cold weather. I will say that all winter long. It is what it is. So, I'm going to do chili tonight. Y'all have seen me do chili, but I'll probably take you along anyway. We've got some ground venison, if I can talk, in this blue bowl right here. So, it is unthawed, or it is thawed and thawing. We will put in some corn, some diced tomatoes. I think I have some kidney beans, so I might add that. Seasonings, chili powder, salt, pepper, that kind of thing. I don't know. I think that's everything, but it seems like there's something else. Corn, tomatoes, kidney beans. We could do some jalapenos, but I may just leave that for Clarence to top with or whatever. I think we've got some sour cream. We've got cheese in the refrigerator. Excuse me. Clarence has his Frito-Lay, his Frito scoops, and that's what he wanted to eat with his. So, there we are there. So, I'm going to get started on this bread. I'm going to take you along with me because can't figure out what I messed up last time. I'm kind of thinking I like forgot to score a slit down the middle. Possibly. I don't know. But we're going to try this one. See what it does. I got my oven on preheat. My cast iron is ready to go in. So when I put my cast iron in for the 20 minutes, I will start working on the bread. Grayson has gotten up, and of course the dogs are loving all over him. But anyway, I'll take you along with that mainly to kind of show you how it does, and then you'll just come along with the chili. All right, I have a piece of parchment paper with a little bit of flour just kind of sprinkled over it. Our cast iron is in the oven, so we're going to turn this out and just kind of work it just a little bit, and then I have another piece of parchment paper if we need to transfer it over. So let me see. Let me get a spatula just in case I need help getting it out of the bowl here. All right, so let's see. It's gonna be bread. It's gonna be bread. All right. Has a little bit of a sour smell to it, that's normal, right? Ugh. It's sticky, and I'm not a fan of a sticky bread, but we're just gonna kind of fold it over. We may have to get some more flour, but I think we'll be okay. It's gonna come together. All right. Make sure my It has a crust on it, and I think I should have covered it, I guess, but I did not. So that's what we're working with. All right, I don't want to mess with it a whole lot because I want to get it on the parchment paper that we're going to bake it on. So, let me take this right here, and we're going to get it to where we can pick it up. It's going to stick. The story of our life. That's okay. We're going to just work it until we can get it picked up. Okay. Every time I think I got it, it sticks again. Let me get just a little bit more flour. Alright. I don't want too much because I don't want it to get too thick. I just need enough that I can get it picked up. There we go. Alright, let's see if we can get it. There we go, there we go, there we go. Alright. Doesn't want to shape. That's always fun, right?
Yeah.
This girl, I mean, she had no trouble getting it to shape. Let me get this off my hands. Hang on. There it is back there. I'm going to let it sit the 12 more minutes that the cast iron is coming up. Then we are going to cut kind of across the top of it to see if that will help. And then we're going to take this whole thing and put down in the cast iron pan. So, here a while back, I moved all of my diabetic testing supplies. I remember putting them in a container and thinking, oh, they fit perfect. Closing the lid. Guess who can't find her diabetic testing supplies? That would be me. So today, I went and bought new. I have just the rely on the little meter here. This is backup. Sometimes when my CGM monitor, if I'm at a high or at a low, it freaks out and says, hey, you need to test to make sure I'm doing right. And you do. You do. And I could not find my stuff anywhere. I'm sure as I go through this house, organizing, eventually looking for it, whatever, I will find them. But I needed to know what it was doing right now. So I stopped today to get new stuff. Now, I know there are a lot of people and they say they can't afford their supplies for testing. Walmart today. Let me put my glasses on so I can see. Okay, so the Premier, hold on, you know, everybody's name is Premier TS. Premier testing strips, Premier testing strips. There's 25, $5. Rely on lancing device, $5.92, and it comes with 10 ultra thin lancets. So you don't even have to buy lancets right now. Classic rely on Premier, $9. So $9, $5, and $5.92. So $19.92 plus tax. And you could have testing supplies. When I first was diagnosed, my which was 2014. My nurse practitioner wrote a prescription to Walgreens for a lancet device, which is right here. And it was the Walgreens version, but a lancing device, the lancets, the testing strips, and my meter to check my blood sugar. My insurance covered it, or there may have been a little bit that I had to pay for, but my insurance covered it that first time. When I went back, my testing strips for that particular monitor was going to be like $45. And I'm like, no. So I understand people get freaked out that they can't afford the testing supplies. I just wanted to let you know there was an affordable way for you to be able to test your blood sugar. So $20, a little over $20, you can have a brand new meter, which looks like this, nice and shiny. Yes, batteries are already in it. These are your monitor strips. So those are what test your blood sugar. Hang on. All right, Clarence and Grayson just went to feed the deer. They're going to go and check, make sure everything's okay. Make sure the shoot house is good. Probably fill up. We're allowed to, there they go across the field. We're allowed to feed as long as it's in a feeder or a trough. So we have a feeder that the deer eat. So they went to feed the deer. They're probably also going to check on the cows. They're on the, they're on the side by side. So they're living it up. So I've got ground beef. No, I don't. I have ground venison. But you can do ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken, whatever you want to do. I also have a chopped up onion in there. So we're going to go ahead and cut that on. We've got about 20 minutes still left to go on the bread. I tried to cut the slits in it like this girl did, but it was just a little too not formed. So I wonder if I should have added a little bit more flour and actually made it firm up. Trial and error. Trial and error. I have an opened can of corn. I'm not going to drain it. I have an opened can of diced tomatoes. In my sink, I have a can of light red kidney beans, drained and rinsed. Sometimes that, you just don't want that in there. We're going to add salt, pepper, chili powder. And I think that's it. We'll call it good. It's just $4.45, so it will simmer for a little while and get all those good flavors going. Of course, we like a little less than 20 minutes on the bread. So it should come together near about the same time. We'll see. But we're going to get started on bread and our ground venison. All right, we're just going to kind of get this, just kind of keep it broken up. I love this little thing. I found it at Dollar General. You can also get them at Walmart. You can get them at Pampered Chef. Has a really sturdy one if you want to go that route. I have seen them on Amazon, Temu, you name it, wherever, they're there. But this one was like $5 at Dollar General, so it works. So we're just going to get this browned up and our onion nice and soft, and then we'll add the rest of our ingredients. All right, we're going to add our seasonings. I'm going to add chili powder. salt. Alright, now I'm going to add our liquid.
Yeah, Papa went to feed the deers.
You did?
It was really cold.
Oh, okay.
He tells you all about it.
He is. Alright, so we've added all of our stuff in. And stir it around. And we are going to let this cook for probably at least 30 minutes. We'll see. Depends on how hungry I get, how fast I get hungry. Just get all of our spices incorporated. And I will check it in a little while to see if I need to add just a little bit of water. You never know. But anyway, quick and easy chili. Okay, here's our bread immediately out of the oven. It's crunchy, crusty. I don't know. The bottom looks good. I did, once I could, made a cross in it, hopefully to get down in there and cook. We'll see when we cut into it. Hillary sent home some tomatoes, green tomatoes, so I'm frying those up to go along with our chili. I would love some French fries, to be quite honest with anybody that asked. But anyway, we'll see how this goes. I will bring you back when we cut into the bread. Alright, let's see how bad we did. Let me see about a cutting board. Now I set it out on this cooling rack. Come on. Wants to be contrary, of course. Alright. It's crunchy. Maybe too crunchy? I don't know. Well, it's kind of like the other one. Can you see? I don't know. Ideas? Thoughts? Should I put it back in and bake it some more? Should I slice it and toast it? I don't know. Tastes like bread. Would be amazing with some butter. I don't know. Still a rubbery kind of texture. I don't know. Y'all got ideas? Thoughts? I may slice some up and toast it and see what happens. Oh well. Back to the drawing board. I'm going to fix my plate and have some chili. Alright, here is my bowl of chili I'm fixing to dig into. May put a little cheese on top of it. Here is my side plate. I have French fries and fried green tomatoes and some homemade dill pickles. Is this the most healthiest? No. Am I going to enjoy it? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So I'm about to dig in. I appreciate y'all hanging out. I got my bread. It's still over here. I'm debating. But I'll let you know how that goes. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being around and watching the videos and making your comments and just being there for us. We really appreciate it. I am overwhelmed at the sweetness that just comes through your comments. It makes me feel good. Thank you so much. So until next time, I will see you later.